in a quick review and a test drive of this 2025 GMC Sierra EV Denali. There are some physical buttons. The front trunk is power operated. 7.2 kilowatts, so this is how you power your house. So it will be a huge pass-through section, like Chevy Avalanche like 20 years ago. And I would say that it's not easy to disable it completely, so it can still do that trick for you for a few more seconds. Good afternoon everyone, and welcome to my channel Roman Rides, and today I'm sharing a quick review and a test drive of this 2025 GMC Sierra EV Denali. This is the Max Range. So let's take a look how much it costs actually, what are competitors of this vehicle, and what's inside this vehicle. Let's talk about specs and let's sum this up. Let's go. Alright, so this is the GMC Sierra EV Denali. Actually, it has 24-inch alloy wheels. This is the biggest wheels I've ever seen in my life. They're wrapped in the Michelin Primacy 275 by 50 24-inch alloys. So you see, it is full LED. It's LED fog lights, LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, LED turn signals, obviously. The Denali badge signifying that this is the top trim of the GMC Sierra. You have fixed running boards, and you will have a huge, massive bed. So in terms of the length of this vehicle, I'm not sure about inches, but it's way over 200 inches in meters. For my Canadian or European viewers, or who anyone watching me from any other different countries, I would say that in terms of length in meters, in metric system, this is 5.9295, so it's almost 6 meters long. It's more than 2 meters in wide and in width, and 2 meters wide, yeah. And what else? So it's, I don't remember exactly the numbers for the height of this vehicle, but it really depends, because you have adaptive air suspension, so you can raise or lower the vehicle. Currently the vehicle sits in its standard position, but you can put it slightly higher, in a higher position. I have already tested that, and I will show you that as well. This car features a crab walk, and this has a rear steering wheel. I've been a part of the Facebook group for the GMC Sierra EV, and I have seen a lot of positive reviews, including people who have towed a lot with this vehicle, because the towing rate is up to 10,000 pounds, which is a lot. It's like almost 5 tons. So the range for this vehicle, for this EV pickup, is estimated to be like 450 miles. So let's talk about specs here, because this is the most interesting part. Initially, I was looking for a lever here, but it appears that the front trunk is power operated. So, as you can see, it's power operated front. It's huge. It has all this wiring for charging this battery. It is 200 kilowatt hour battery. This is one of the largest battery I have ever seen. So the trunk itself is just huge. You have a trunk release button. If someone kidnaps you, then you can push this button and it will release the trunk. And you have different, wires and stuff here in order to charge. It also supports the vehicle to home charging. So for example, if you run out of electricity, or if there is a power outage in your area, for example, then you can hook up your vehicle to your home. Obviously, you have to have some adapters in order to make that possible, but that's still possible. I've seen a few people posting comments and posting posts in that GMC Sierra EV group on Facebook, saying that they have powered their home for like a few hours or even one day because of the fully charged battery of this vehicle, because it's just humongous, 200 kilowatt hours. And then you have this power outlet, 120 volts, 20 amperes. The max power 2.4 kilowatts here. So you have tie-down hooks and all that stuff. This is for your windshield washer, and that's about it. So it's just huge, it's enormous, and it's very practical. In order to close that, you have to press this button. Is that you can do this, then you can do this, And you can actually remove this inner gate, actually not the tail, inner gate, in order to put something. So it will be a huge pass-through section, like Chevy Avalanche, like 20 years ago. And you can put something really long here, and because you can see that these two parts, they're actually foldable, and so you can put something there. So you can put this tailgate down, you can open that inner gate, and you can put something really long here, protruding all the way to the cabin. So it is extremely practical. Then you have how many? 120 volts, 20 amperes. It's 1, 2, and 240 volts, actually 80 amperes max, 7.2 kilowatts. So this is how you power your house. So I mean, it's just monstrous. It's just monstrous in terms of battery capacity and all these features, and very practical features, especially if you have these power outages. So back to the specs. So this is a 2-motor electric vehicle. One motor sits there, one motor sits on the rear axle and power in the rear axle. The total output is 660 horsepower, and it's about 750 pound-feet of torque, which is just huge. And so the total range, as I mentioned, is around 450 miles. So if someone has purchased this vehicle and watching this video, please let me know in the comment section, what do you think, guys, about these specs? Because the specs are just crazy, especially considering the weight. The curb weight is like 8,000 pounds, something like that. It's 3,800 kilograms, if I'm not mistaken, which is a lot. So 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. The capacity, you see, there is no hump, there is no classic drive shaft. So that's completely flat floor. It sits 5 people, and 2 up there and 3 here across the board. Heated seats, AC vents, and you have this central armrest with 2 cup holders, with a lot of configurability there for the inner gate. And look at me, and look how much knee room and headroom, and in general how much space is here. I'm 6.2. I mean, it's just huge. This vehicle is huge. It is super heavy, it is long, it is huge, and it's full of different features. One of them is rear steering wheel and crab walk. So again, here, nice materials. It's soft touch molded injection plastic here, as perforated parts there, some bottle holders there. Bose audio system, it's premium Bose audio system, grab handles, black ceiling, and fixed panoramic roof. You cannot open that completely, but you can enjoy the sunlight coming through. No soft closing doors, no sunshades. Here you have 2 memory positions. So power folding mirrors, two people, 2-person memory position, automatic window switches, but just for the front windows. Huge outside exterior mirrors. So everything is really soft there. Huge 16.7-inch screen. And this is where, let's stay in demo. This is the interesting part of this vehicle, rear steering and crab walk. Power station also, which means that you can power up your home, your tools, electric tools. This is where you manage the dome light, power window lockout, auto high beams, auto park assist, front fog lights, parking assist, traction control. So everything related to the vehicle is configured here on this screen. In order to get here, you just go to the main screen and you click controls. This is how you operate this. I mean, it's just huge. It's a dual zone climate control, heated seats, ventilated seats, obviously power operated seats, and everything. And this is a Google based infotainment system, which means that you can go to Google Maps, like full Google Maps. You have to accept the terms and conditions and all that stuff. And other than that, it's extremely snappy, it's super quick. So no delays, nothing. The climate control operations, they are here. But you don't have to rely on the touch sensitive buttons only, because there are some physical buttons. So it's a nice mix, I would say, from between the physical buttons, physical controls, and touch screen as well. So here in back to some interesting functions available. It has obviously one pedal driver for better regen and power station. So this allows you to share the battery's energy while the vehicle is off. Power station will stay on for the selected time or until your range reserve is met. So you can have it for like 1, 2, 3, up to 24 hours. Yep. So we can remove that. Power reserve 20%, 94 miles. So this is the range reserve. So below 20%, 94 miles, you will not go down. So which is 94 miles. Currently we have 200 miles. Just imagine you have power outage, then you can do that. You have Wi-Fi hotspot and one pedal driving, as I mentioned. Headlamps control available here. This main low beam, high beam, automatic, or completely off. So I will put it in auto. This is your flashers. This is your rear view mirror with the camera integrated in that. If you put it into reverse, you see 360 camera available. Different views here, top down, bird's eye view, side view, trailer hitch view, as well as the bed view. So it works extremely fast. So no complaints here. This is your shifter for the drive modes: reverse, neutral, drive, and parking. Fully digital gauge cluster showing the range, the battery state, the mileage of the vehicle, and every other messages. This is for additional regen braking, if I'm not mistaken. This is how you can actually manipulate and dial in or dial out how much regen actually you have during regen braking during one pedal drive. And this is a heated steering wheel. This is your wireless charger for the phone. This is how you can open that up. 2 USB Type-Cs, one cigarette style lighter. Then you can close that up. Then you can move this lid, and there is like a huge space there, as you can see. It's like a divider. I mean, the cabin of this vehicle is extremely wide. I'm 6.2, I cannot even reach this door. It is huge, guys. It's just something enormous. And obviously you have Super Cruise, which is available on highways only, and this allows you to drive without hands, which is really nice. So the car will change lanes for you, will keep the distance using adaptive cruise control and stuff like that. You have a heads-up display, obviously. You have a black headliner and fixed panoramic roof. So in terms of the pricing for this vehicle, we're located here at Buick and GMC of Port Richey here in Florida, Tampa Bay area. And the price for this vehicle is a GMC 2025 Sierra EV Denali Max Range. Exterior Summit White, interior After Dark, After Black. Powered by Ultium, obviously, but this is the biggest specimen of this platform. So standard vehicle price, $98,400 with some options like tonneau cover, dealer installed, 3-year Sirius XM. Of course, you can remove that. It is $101,000 and $888. So it's almost $102,000, which is a lot, obviously. But being in that Facebook group, I see that a lot of people are really happy with their purchases, especially because this vehicle can tow up to 10,000 pounds, which is a lot. You can power up your house, you can power your power instruments as well, which is really great. So all in all, this is very interesting vehicle. I mean, yes, it is very expensive if you compare it to some regular pickup trucks and work pickup trucks, but this is GMC, it's not a regular Chevy. Chevy Silverado, obviously it's cheaper, but at the same time, it is completely different vehicle in terms of cabin space, in terms of materials used here. It's like day and night comparing to Chevy Silverado. Like, no offense to Chevy Silverado owners, but this is much upscale vehicle with embroidered Denali here and this contrast stitching and piping. I mean, this looks just amazing. And how much space it provides, and how much space in the bed and configuration of the inner gate, and all in all, it reminds me of Chevy Avalanche, especially considering what you can do with this bed and with this long material. So 24-inch wheels, the biggest I have ever seen. Let's take a look how this vehicle actually drives. So there's no start stop button. How do you drive this vehicle? So you just press the brake pedal, you just put it in drive, and just fasten your seatbelt, obviously. And that's about it, using our turn signals. So first of all, let me show you something, but I will show you in 5 minutes. So we're in standard mode. Obviously you can manipulate the air suspension to make the vehicle sit higher or sit lower depending on driving conditions. But I would say 24-inch wheels, this is not the softest suspension I have ever experienced. But the rear steering does its work just amazingly because, alright, you're not using turn signals, but you're allowing me to drive. Thank you so much. So it's a standard mode. I was gonna show you some crab walk and rear steering. So take a look. You go to the controls, rear steering is enabled. Now you click crab walk. Enable crab walk. So crab walk, what it does, it actually turns the rear wheels to the same direction as the front wheels. So the car actually like slides to the side. So now it's enabled. Let's take a look how it looks from this angle. It is very strange. It doesn't go directly sideways, but it's trying to. It's trying to. And I cannot make a full U-turn here. Well, actually I can, but that's really strange. So going sideways, to the left, to the right. Yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous what this vehicle can do. I'm not sure whether you need that or not, but you have it here. So go back to controls, let's disable crab walk. And I would say that it's not easy to disable it completely, so it can still do that trick for you for a few more seconds. So what I would advise is going back to parking, waiting like a few seconds, and then getting back to drive. So now you know it is fully disengaged, because if you do that like within like 5 seconds and you continue driving in the drive mode, you will see that it may not completely disengage. So you have to wait like a few seconds, but better you can go to the parking mode. But at the same time, if you are owner of this vehicle, you can tell me in the comments section what do you think, how to fully disengage that. The ride is quite harsh, I would say. I wouldn't say that the tires are overinflated, but yeah, the acceleration is just insane. For the weight of this vehicle, is just double insane. I mean, what it does is just hilarious how fast this vehicle is. Based on the same platform as Chevy Silverado EV, this is TD1 or TB1 Ultium 760 horsepower and more than 1,000 pound-feet of torque. That's a lot. But at the same time, it is heavy. It is extremely heavy. So rear wheel steering. Yep, rear steering wheels are amazing, especially here in tight spots. It's not a tight spot, obviously, but I'm just trying to demonstrate how that works. So guys, I'm surprised by how many gimmicks. And I know that some people would say, hey, it's just a gimmick, like why do you need this crab walk? Yes, rear steering is really nice, especially for navigating in tight spots, but at the same time, I mean, it's just cool to have that ability. It's cool to have 450 miles range. Of course, ideally, in real life, I saw people posting their max range figures, and it was like 400 miles, something like that, close to 400 for like almost a 4-ton pickup. That's a lot, guys. That's a lot. And I really appreciate the designers and engineers in General Motors for doing that, because It's just impressive. It's just simply impressive what they did with this vehicle and features, and yeah, and especially towing. So there's no compromise in towing. I saw people post towing in the snow and snow blizzard, you know, which is really impressive. So the first impressions of this vehicle, obviously, it is extremely expensive, but it's full of features. Some of these features are gimmicks to me. It is heavy, but at the same time, it has a solid range of pure electric driving. Again, once again, acceleration. Yeah, it's just crazy fast. For what it is just crazy fast. There was a front collision warning saying that I was driving too fast in this tight spot. So what do you think, guys? Would you pay $100,000 for this vehicle, for electric pickup that can power your house, that can power your power tools, obviously, that can do 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds, that can haul up to, I'm not sure about, yeah, that can haul up to the towing. I mean, the towing capacity is like 10,000 pounds, which is really commendable, and $100,000 price tag, 24-inch alloy wheels, huge cabin, huge configurability of this cabin. You can fold the seats down, you can put something and from the bed to the cabin to have like a pass through, like a Chevy Avalanche from 2000s, if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me in the comments. But I remember the Chevy Avalanche had a feature similar to that. I mean, all in all, it is quiet, it is hell of a fast, and I mean, I don't know. My first impressions, very positive. Let me know in the comment section what do you think, guys, about this car. I mean, it's just my first impressions. I'm not an EV guy. I'm not an EV specialist. I'm not trying to be one. I'm just sharing my first impressions, my feelings about this car, and something that I have considered during this test drive, during this making this video. So guys, if you watched this video till the end, if you enjoy watching this video, if I somehow could help you with buying this car, I mean with coming up with an idea, oh maybe I can buy this car full of features, I think the best option would be to lease this vehicle, because EV trucks and EV vehicles in general, they depreciate a lot, and so depreciation is just huge for this type of vehicle. So I would rather lease it for a few years and see if you like it or not, and what's the buyout price, what the residual for that. So yeah, I hope you really like that. I saw a few dealerships across the nation saying that, hey, we have like -$5,000, -$10,000, which is a lot. So basically you can get it for like $90,000, which is much more reasonable than $100,000. But that's just me, and I understand inflation and all that stuff, but at the same time there are some dealership available with these huge discounts. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe, please hit the like button. See you next time.